My question now is, what new jobs will be created, and what are the jobs that's going to be taken away in 1 to 2 years? And if we are a startup founder, we work in the sales GTM fields, which trend should we write down? And if we are a buyer, what kind of product should we be looking at so that we have an advantage of our competitors?
Yeah, it's interesting. So one of the sessions I went to at SaaStr today was the COO at ClickUp. And one of my takeaways was don't focus only on a single route to market, right? And so if you think that the SDR is going away, you're probably overbuying that belief, right? Don't hold on to things that are so sacred. Try a bunch of stuff before you decide what works for your go-to-motion, and take small bets, big bets, and medium-sized bets. So I think, depending on the makeup of your company, you will likely have, if you have a multi-product brand, your more complex products, and I think we were talking about cyber. I spent a lot of time in cyber. Cyber is a very difficult selling environment because it has so many people involved in the buying decision. It interfaces with hundreds of different products in your enterprise stack, and you're trying to convince them that yours is important enough to buy, right? That probably will never be automated because it's just too complex of a sale and navigating that. But I think it's going to vary by your route to market and your ability to adapt to the changing environments where you're applying the right technology to the right problem.
I want to add to the question. I don't necessarily think we should be asking which roles are going away and what new roles are going to be coming up without also including the quantity of people in each role changing. Because we're seeing teams get a lot more lean and stay just as productive as they were before. I think if we take each role that we've already created and just run it down to first principles, your SDR is the one that goes out, finds all the people you want to talk to, and tries to start a conversation directly with them. The SDR evolved into a GTM engineer for outbound, making like clay cables and stuff. But that's still functionally an SDR. Your AEs closing deals. You might have fewer AEs, and you might have an AI bot that's helping close deals or closing smaller deals on its own, but you're still going to have people like helping and working into larger, more complex deals like you're talking about. That's still going to be there. All of the other stuff that AI is doing around data hygiene and analysis of your market, that becomes a combination of like RevOps and marketing functions. People in those roles are going to have to learn those skills and how to use the new tools that we've got. I think teams are going to shrink. I don't buy the narrative that we're going to eliminate entire roles. I haven't bought that yet. I think, and we're seeing this, smaller deal sizes, simpler sales processes, those are the first ones to go. And I think a couple of years ago, everyone was talking about eliminating the SDR, automating the SDR. I was like, I'm more worried about SMB AEs. And I think that's what we've seen.
Oh, do you mind elaborate why? I actually don't understand why SMB AE got eliminated.
Okay, so benchmark contract value of like 15,000. Let's say for your company, if the contract value is below that amount, you can go through self-serve. And it's a PLG motion at that point. You have a growth marketer that's working on a conversion funnel, and they're looking at onboarding flows and marketing conversion, things like that. Above 15K, talk to a sales rep. You bring AI into the equation where you've got a really smart bot that can answer basic questions on its own proficiently and accurately, maybe better than a human could, because I forgot, let me get back to you, that never comes up. Maybe that ACV line is now 25K. And then a few years later, now it's 35K. So you're not eliminating the entire role, you're just shifting up that threshold of where you need a human to step in.
Oh, that really makes a lot more sense to me because the pay was shifting, right? Before we have those starter, pro, and then enterprise. And now the star and the pro is getting way higher. It's previous enterprise is now pro, and the enterprise is for the super big accounts.
Yeah, and I'd say the last company we were at, I was at, that's exactly what we had to do. The cost of sales was too high on those low value SMB accounts, and you have to find a way to minimize that spend, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna add to the point that I do believe going forward, everybody is probably gonna be more versatile because you can do a lot of things with AI and you can do a lot more. And even like at our company, we don't see a need to grow the company to a lot of people. Even if we aim to grow really big, I don't see the need anymore.
Yeah, a ton of leverage that you can get. I also maybe will echo a little bit of what you said, but maybe just in a different way. I feel like I'm also seeing some of the blending of roles, like not just the size is going down, like the size is going down, but one of the reasons is like some of the things are getting blended. Like for example, in the product engineering design cycle, which is a typical loop that you get, like you're seeing that product managers don't necessarily need a designer to like now it's some code gen tools to create a product spec, or they'll just vibe code it and they'll just ship it over to the engineer, and the engineer can finally implement it or like pair program on it. So you kind of I'm seeing like kind of a squeezing out of like, I just ended my Figma subscription yesterday, right? Like I don't need this tool anymore, right? Like why do I need to design it if I can just code it? So in similar ways, I think like the SDR, AE, CSM we're kind of seeing maybe some blending. Once again, I'm a little bit further away from it than you, but maybe an interesting heuristic to look at is just like the closer you are to the customer, the more safe you are. Like if you can really speak from the customer's voice with empathy and like I think the two skill sets that are going to stay forever is like charisma. Like, are you gonna, can you charm? I don't ever talk to a chatbot. I'm like, oh man, he's so charming. I want to go to dinner with this chatbot. No, like this the chatbot. I'm not getting rizzed up by a chatbot, right? And then empathy is like what you have with great product managers, great engineers, great founders. Also have like a ton of empathy. All that to say, I think right now is an incredible time to be a founder. Like you do have probably like. If you look at some of the scaling laws, and I know everybody's talking about that and blah, 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 these tools are going to get a million times better. Like do your history on like railroads, electricity, like we are nowhere near, like 2032 is when we're going to start seeing kind of like sustainable value getting generated. So we're kind of far away from it still. But as a founder today, you don't have to stand up like servers. You don't have to like go through all this ugly DNS stuff. Like you don't have to do so much of this cruft that usually you have to do as like a founder just to have like a product in hand. You can just go talk to your customers. You can just go like, so it's an incredible time to be a founder, I think. Will these tools help you get like your first ICP? Like will 11x help you get define your first ICP? I don't think so. Like you can have the best lead qualification thing, but if you don't know who the hell you're selling to, it's not going to help you. And there's just like an algorithm that you have to run in terms of like search, discovery, figure out who the ICP is, build your criteria, then you can start automating it. It's kind of what I'm seeing. But if there's any like feedback from you guys, I would love to hear like why you think I'm dumb or why I'm wrong.
I've had one conversation with an AI bot before where I was like, this bot asks really good questions. I really like this conversation.
Yeah.
It was actually Bordy. You know Bordy?
Bordy, yes,
Yeah.
I know that.
I was talking to Bordy. I was like, check myself. This is an AI, but I wish a human would ask like questions this thoughtful,
Totally.
and be this interested in me.
Or
We
why don't
all
you take them out to dinner.
I know, right? For real. We all live like outside or on top of the AI bubble that's happening. We know how it's built. We're building it. We know what's happening. But I think project that forward to 2032. And most people in the world who aren't part of that community are going to be charmed and are going to enjoy talking to the AI possibly just as much as they do other people. I can see that happening.
Will it have Scarlett Johansson's voice?
It can if you want it to.
Yeah, I actually want to echo that because what I also do sales for my company as well. So I think the key to successful sale is actually understand what your customer is looking for. And asking the right question, I think is probably the number one key because we do see a much better results with the sales who can ask the right question, try to understand what the customer is looking for first. Those are the ones always have better results.
And I just remembered a story. Do you know? I think Air AI was the name.
Yeah, the voice.
Yeah. They made one of the actual voice AIs that other companies can then use for their products. I was speaking to one of the reps on their team a year and a half ago or something. They had a situation, or so he told me, where they created a voice AI that had a slight like Western accent and was it was a male voice, and females calling into the bot were just talking to it for hours. They were charmed. So I remember that story just now. Like that's gonna happen. It's already happening. So
We're getting to AI companion.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of the things that fascinates me is in this idea of elder care, right? One of the things that we know for onset of Alzheimer's and late stage dementia is isolation, right? And so if we can have, something that actually engages the brain, maybe that's a role that we, will explore in the future.
my grandmother has very advanced dementia right now. My grandfather has advanced Alzheimer's. We gave them a fake cat, obviously fake. Like it doesn't move, it doesn't do anything. It's got pretty realistic fur, and that's it. They carry that thing around. It is real to them.
Yeah.
They pet it, they feed it, they treat it as a real cat. So to us, it can seem a little far-fetched, like, oh, it's an AI, we know it's an AI. No one's gonna really want to talk to it or bond with it. But in situations like that, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got really scared because now everyone has their secret favorite AI companion. To a lot of people, it's just ChatGPT. People are falling in love with ChatGPT. And what if one day ChatGPT say, hey, maybe you should consider buying this? Will that ever happen? Probably. So
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, so now I want to throw this question. In the next 1 to 2 years, which category of companies you see more success in sales and GTM? Well, AI SDR, we talk so much. Anything else that you want to bring up? Please.
Yeah, I'm really more fascinated in your world probably in the next 1 to 2 years, because I think that sales operations, rev ops, back office kind of function has got to be revolutionized by AI in the next 1 to 2 years. I just can't imagine that that's not going to happen.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
The ability to pull a huge amount of completely unstructured data, call transcripts and random documents and spreadsheets and email threads, they're just all of that messy data that you're supposed to take notes in Salesforce, pulling from that. No one ever does it. Just throw all of that into an AI. And you can ask the AI conversational questions. Hey, last time we had a deal where this competitor was involved, how did we win it? How did we lose it? How many decision makers were involved? You can get really, really specific, and the AI will get you those answers. That exists today, and it's very powerful. It's not being used a lot. It's a lot of small startups that are trying to sell that, but they have it. It works. People just haven't bought it yet. Myco AI comes to mind. That's another past client of mine. So I got to see the inner workings of that one, and it's good. I think in 1 to 2 years, that'll be commonplace.
I actually heard OpenAI has been doing this for a lot of enterprise companies. Yeah, so embedded everything, and OpenAI actually have an enterprise version just for the company. So I would be very scared if the startup is trying to compete with OpenAI. So that's one thing that I feel as an AI founder. I feel it's a terrible time to be a founder because everything is changing every day. I was a SaaS investor. The reason I quit investment to be a founder again is because I lose track of things. I don't know how you guys feel. So Chris already told me I couldn't be talking, I'm losing track. I'm like, I need to. Who else is not? Maybe Josh is not. Well,
I got sick for a couple weeks and came back, and so much had changed. It's hard. That was like a month ago, but yeah.
Yeah, then my question is how to keep up? Anyone has any suggestions?
I just gave up. Yeah, so in my opinion, I think the world is just changing very fast. So for us, I feel like for us, it's just, we would just focus on understanding the customer's needs, making sure we just want to stay closer to the customers so that no matter what happens, we still have our business running.
It is in a lot of ways, it is my job to keep up with it. My clients hire me because I keep up with all of this stuff and because I can kind of see around corners a little bit as a result. I take half a dozen demos a week with different things. There was a point 2 years ago, a little over a year and a half ago, when I started consulting full time. I was taking 2 dozen demos a week at times. Just look at all the products, try them all. Demand at the beginning of the call, tell me about your customers. Who are they? How are they using this? Show me their workflow. Show me the results they get. Force the salespeople or founders or whoever to show you that the product you're looking at is actually doing something useful. And if they can't answer that question, leave the call. But book the call. Don't say no to the call.
Can I build an AI version of you doing demo all day, asking people to do demo to it?
I know someone who built that. It works
That's a good
okay.
idea.
It works okay. But someone tried.
Okay, and can I consult the bot for free instead of you? Will the bot take your job?
I could build that. I know someone else who has a product that I could build that on. I don't want to do it. I haven't done it. It takes a lot of effort, but give it some time and yeah, that's probably going to exist.
Then we are all out of job. What can we do? We replace ourselves.
Universal basic income?
Grow an orchard.
Oh, well, the unfair thing is Jim has already reached the retirement age. Me, I'm still.
Oh, you gotta.
We have to worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone has any thoughts?
What was the question again?
Yeah.
How do you keep up with everything?
Oh,
that's
I've
going
already answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said booking a bunch of demos, but there's more to it than that. I'm testing stuff every day. I arrived here a few minutes late because I was hitting go on a program that I was building and it was for a client. Like, I'm trying stuff, I'm demoing stuff, I'm talking to people all the time, just trying to keep up with stuff, and I still feel like I'm behind a lot. That's just the reality of it. Maybe the answer is if you're a founder and your full-time job is to run your business, you need to find people you can hire who are able to keep up with it, or get a consultant.
I don't think I have anything to add for like our generation of people. Like if you're in San Francisco, you're probably doing pretty well in terms of like keeping up with stuff. Go on Twitter, go take some demos. I think what we'll get like a little bit lost is like, I think the new generation of kids will probably use these systems in ways that we could never imagine. So like the proverbial, like, I don't know how to use this like LED or like this touch screen on the airport, like ask a child, like go and ask a child, watch them use an AI system. It's crazy. Like, being on a academic institution campus right now, like if you watch these kids like in an AI workshop try to vibe code, it's crazy. Like they'll just ask it to do things and you don't even know if the AI can or can't do it. You're hoping for the best and sometimes it works. I also think that maybe counterintuitive piece of advice is like don't try to keep up with the times that much. Like sometimes I think looking back is a better like lens than looking forward into the future. So like history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. But like the stuff that does stay the same is like our general hype cycle. Like everybody's expecting all this stuff to, for the next 5-10 years, it's gonna like go like this. And then the trough of despair is gonna happen because expectations bloom and then or bust out. And then like all of a sudden you'll find sustainable value and whatnot. Like that cycle isn't going anywhere because it's like so ingrained in our human psychology and the way that we kind of like have a herd mentality. I don't know how else to say it. So that is maybe like the three things I would say. So like ask a child, don't get lost, like don't try too hard. Like if you're here, you're fine. Like think about like just how much further away from this epicenter of technology and innovation you would be if you're just in like Austin, Texas, even though that's still a really happening area for energy. And yeah, read history. That might help.
Yeah, I actually want to, sorry, I want to elaborate on what I just said. Actually, I was trying to say that, so I think it's okay to not keep up with everything, because I think if you're an AC or if you're like a consultant like Johnny, it's probably your job to keep up with everything. But a lot of it is actually, for most people, a lot of it is just noise. And if you're a founder, you're trying to build something, I think what's more important is what problem you're going to solve. I think focus on the problem, focus on what would be the best solution or what would be the best experience for the people you are trying to help. I think that's probably the most important thing, and it help you be a lot less anxious about everything going on.
Adding to that, when you identify a problem that you need to solve and you don't know how to do it, just crowdsource the answer. Put a post on LinkedIn, call all of your friends who are keeping up with stuff in different areas, send deep research out. Like I use deep research every day. I love it so much. You could send that out. 15 minutes later, you have a pretty good report on the topic that'll get you like 70% of the way to an answer.
Wow, thank you. I feel so much relief. So I came all the way from Seattle to Bay Area. I feel so overwhelmed by the amount of events and the things going on. And personally, I feel like it's a very burnout experience for me to just talk to so many people. Everyone's super excited and super exhausted at the same time. So, yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah, and trying to get hang on to something. And my personal take is everyone has their own edge. So we cannot be on top of everything, but you need to focus on maybe one or two areas that you are really good at. And then just keep on that. And hopefully that area wouldn't be replaced by AI. But yeah, my secret fear is what if AI does it better than you? Right? Because I'm a life coach, I do therapy as well. The AI does a really good job in coaching you, life coaching therapy. Really, it's just ethical concerns, compliance. Otherwise, I think humans could be maybe 50% replaced already. Then I personally do feel about that. What's gonna happen? What's the meaning of life? So seriously, those are the things I think in my mind. But I think that one thing, a different thing is the real world seems catching really behind. Sales is in the frontier. A lot of other industries are really slowly adopting and struggling to adopt.